Okay, so everybody, welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. We have been planning for this night for weeks now, and we're excited. Like we have been so blessed with our businesses and just how God's moved us forward in it, and we've all been connected and have walked together through our businesses. We're at a similar place in our businesses. And so we have had a lot of people asking questions about starting a business or how to sell their handmade. And so that's what we're here to talk about is different ways that you can sell handmade. And we wanted y'all to be able to ask us questions. And I have questions, but I want to go ahead and get a feel for who all's here tonight and what you do and what you want to do. Are you interested in selling your handmade things? What do you sell? So let's start with that. What do you sell? So in the comments, hey, there's Veronica and Jane. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Debbie.
Thank you for sprinkling, Veronica.
Hey, gals.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sprinkling. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody tell a little bit, because not all of you know all of us, and some of you don't know any of us, and we're so glad you're here. And some of us, we're like old family on here. But I just wanted to go ahead and maybe Miss Tracy, could you start and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I am Miss Tracy. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Miss Tracy Creates. And a lot of you know me from the Little Blue House. I am the owner and the creative director of my fabulous little creative art studio called the Little Blue House.
A little bit, because not all of you know all of it.
Can y'all hear me okay? Somebody was unmuted. It's okay. It was Christy. I'm sure there'll be things like that happen this whole entire time as we're Zooming. But anyway, I'm just super excited to be a part of this course. I have been in the creative industry for the better part of my whole life. And I started out just like you, wanting to make some extra cash. And I love to make things. Like I love all forms of creative play. I wanted to make things. And so I thought, well, what better way to make some extra money than to sell the things that I make? And so that's how it all started. My kids were little, they were at home. I needed extra money for all their activities, all their things. And you know, that passion for creativity was in me from the time I was a child. And I think just being able to do what I loved, it just blossomed and it began to grow and grow and grow. And fast forward now, I've had my business. I've been in the industry for, gosh, I don't even want to tell you because then you're going to figure out how old I am. For a very, very long time. But the Little Blue House is going on its 11th year in business. And prior to that, I worked for, some of you might remember Recollections. I was their education manager and one of their corporate designers. And so I just really have had a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And I cannot wait to share that with you in our course. It's going to be so fun, girls. So I think one of the coolest things about this course is the fact that you're going to get my perspective from my background and everything that I know and the way that I've kind of come up through this creative industry, through this business. And then you're going to learn from Elizabeth, who came up a completely different way, and Christy and Jen, because there's not just one set path. There are lots of set paths. And so I'm just excited to be here to share my path with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. I'm going to, Elizabeth, we're going to have you share next. I'm just going to read some of the comments here. I can't read them all on both devices. It's just showing me a few here and there. But Jane is here and she paints or makes glass and resin art. Sometimes she napkinizes too.
Yes, I know Miss Jane.
Loves to hand letter at times. Hi, Leona. And let's see, Linda's here. She sells a variety of items, handmade cards, napkinized items, and fabric bins. I know that napkinized term. I've heard that one or two times. Hi, Donna. Let's see. Oh, Debbie sells baked goods, but just starting to sell handmade cards and wood crafts. Would like to try stickers. Awesome. So glad y'all are here. So Elizabeth, it's your turn. Tell them all about you.
All right. I am Elizabeth Rhodes, and I am the owner of Elizabeth Rhodes Studio. And I was just thinking about what Tracy was saying, how she would tell her age. I have been making art for 47 years. Kidding. Since I was born, I've been making art. I feel like I was born to make things. And it took me, a weird path to get to this point. But I'm so thankful that I'm here. That I finally recognized that I was creative to create. We've got volume issues. Is that me? I don't think it is. Okay, can y'all hear okay? Okay, so I started out about 20 years ago doing murals and painting murals for people's homes and painting commissioned art. And once I started getting my commissioned art into public places, the orders just kept coming. And I'm just saying that because I feel like that is a really untapped resource for a lot of creatives. And they think, oh, I could never do commissions. I just think of commissions, it's just custom work. It's just where somebody says, hey, I need a painting that looks like this for my office, or I need something for my daughter's wedding, and this is what I want it to look like. And it is such a great, great community of buyers. And once you get connected with some, it just kind of grows. It's amazing how that works. And so I've had experience with that for, like I said, more than 20 years. I also have a membership group, and a lot of the ladies in my membership group are making things. And they say, my walls are full. My friends have all the art that they want me to give them. What can I do with it? So I also have experience with vendor shows. If you all know me very well, I have a local vendor show that I do every year here, and it's grown quite a bit. And so my experience with in-person sales and making connections with your customers goes along with that custom work as well. I also sell on my website. So I have a few different avenues, but like Tracy said, we're all coming to this from different directions. And so you'll get my experience and everybody else's experience as well. So I'm so happy to be here.
We are so glad you're here, Elizabeth. Okay, we'll have Ginger share in a second. Let's see what other things what people are sharing. If y'all see anything, let me know that I might have missed. Noreen wants to sell jewelry and button art. Sheila hasn't sold anything, but she is interested, very interested. Good. And then Cindy is painting and drawing. Let's see. Some of the comments have gone by and it's so hard to see. Did I say Linda? I think, yeah, I said Linda earlier, or did I? She sells a variety of items, handmade cards, napkinized items, and fabric bins. I think I did say that. But it's fun because some people on here have never even, well, they're just having this little moment of, I think I do want to do this. I think I want to sell my handmade things. And other people are like, I've been selling, but I just really need I need a vision. I need a focus. I need ideas, because it's really hard to do alone. It's really hard to get started by yourself. It feels very lonely.
Well, and it's just scary. It's kind of scary to put yourself out there, and we want to help you through that.
It really vulnerable. Yeah.
Yes, we've all been there.
Really vulnerable. I have two signs actually hanging up that says creativity takes courage. So does starting a business. So does selling your artwork. But the reward is so great.
It really is. It's the best feeling when someone wants something that you create. Anyway, I am so glad you're here. We have so many friends on tonight. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Dorothy. Her sisters and I have tried a few craft shows. Wilson says, I always say I want to, but I can't push through it to do it. You'll get there. You'll do it. Sometimes we need someone to hold our hand to get going, Sometimes we just need that little push. Like I'll be talking to, say, Elizabeth and I, sometimes we'll talk and do like a business conversation, and I'll tell her, well, I'm struggling with this. And she's like, just do it. Because I talk and talk and talk, and you could talk yourself out of something, y'all. But if you have someone with you that's like, you can do this, then all of a sudden you have this, like, I can do this, but.
You need your tribe. And that's what we're here to be for you, is your tribe. We're going to help you through this process
and help you find people who are also in your very position, because that was what was important for us. And so not only if you decide to sign up for our course, which if you haven't heard about it, we'll tell you more about it in a minute, but that's how we all found each other, is because we had the common goal. and we started around the same time. And so right now, you in the audience, if you end up signing up for our course, you're going to be a tribe, a team, people to, you know, build off of each other, get ideas off of each other, as well as from us. Hi, Cindy. Oh, she said, hi, Jen and Christy. Looking forward to hearing from Elizabeth and Miss Tracy. Okay, Ginger, tell us about you.
Hey, everyone. My name is Jen. I thought I heard a phone. I thought it was mine ringing. Sorry. My name is Ginger LaCour. I go by Jen. I am 50 years old, and I have only been.
Oh, she told. You told.
I know. I told. Sorry. I think I have them all beat, y'all. So.
Oh, I'm almost 50.
No, I'm up there. I'm the oldest of the group.
I have actually only been selling since 2015, 2016. So it's been like about 5 years. I was a high school math teacher for almost 25 years, and I raised 2 boys, and that was my focus for, you know, the beginning of my career. And I come from a very creative family, but I never tapped into it until the time when I went through a divorce. My kids were growing up, going to college, starting their own life. And once I went through that divorce and I met my husband now, I knew that I was moving. And teaching in the public school system was not as intriguing as it was when I first started. So I knew that I wanted to do something else. And so I went full force, and I said, you know what? I'm going to open up a little Facebook business page, and I'm going to call it Jen's Den, D-E-N, my little den, where I hang out and I do creatives. And it blossomed. And so then I said, well, let me try an Etsy shop. And so I went and I started an Etsy shop. Now, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of work, and it took a lot of hours of educating myself on how to do it. So probably 90% of the work that I've done is all online. I have done a few markets out in the public, but most of the work that I've done has been online, and it's just blossomed, and it's been a lot of fun. And I think that with all of us having, you know, just we're coming in from different areas, and we've all experienced it in a different way. You're not getting information from just one idea or one way to do it. And that's what makes this just amazing. And so, so yeah, that's just a little bit about how I started. And I have a membership now. I teach acrylic painting online. I still sell on my Etsy shop, and I sell on my website as well. And it's awesome. It's fun too. It's a lot of fun.
The other thing I was thinking about as you were talking, and one thing I think we want to make sure everybody that's watching understands, is that all 4 of us have taken business courses. We have been in coaching groups. We have acquired quite a bit of knowledge that now we're going to be able to pass on to you for a fraction of the price. I will tell you that. Yeah. But you know, there's so much information out there that it can be so overwhelming when you're trying to get started. And so that's kind of what we want to do here, is we just want to simplify things for you and help you to kind of discern what the right path is for you.
Yeah, I think my first business course was $1,000, and it was for one coach. But y'all are getting
it was me and you. We did it together, you and I, remember?
Yep.
But I think that's kind of how all of us kind of met, even though it's been maybe 4 years since we took the course, or I'm not sure exactly how long, but we just gradually started following each other. And then eventually we got brave enough to like contact each other, and, you know, and that's just how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, okay, well, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Christy Darty, and I'm passionate about connecting women through creativity and faith. And what we're doing right now is it's so precious to me, because I love people and I love to see people succeed. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I think all 4 of us, this is kind of our passion. We love people. But anyway, I teach hand lettering. I have 2 membership groups. One is iPad lettering, one is hand lettering. I have an Etsy shop. I sell things in a store here. I've done several pop-up shops and that kind of thing. And what I want to ask y'all right now is, everybody who's listening, what is your why? Why do you have any interest in selling? That's the first thing you want to ask yourself. And I'll tell you my why. Started with anxiety and depression. And I had to figure out life. I had to stop everything I was doing and figure out what's going on with me. You know, I can't get it together. I couldn't even be around people. It was so bad. And I love people. And I used to teach craft classes. I taught scrapbooking and card making, and just my life, you know, fell apart. And I just had to stop everything. And I prayed and I was like, Lord, what do I do? Am I just supposed to do nothing? You know? And so I spent some time in the Bible and the Word. And so I would write out scriptures, and I just started Bible journaling too, which Miss Tracy will tell you all about. And Bible journaling was just a way for me to start to heal, because art is me. You know, God made me creative. It's everything. I love color and pattern and all the things. And so after a while, I started building my confidence a little bit. And then I felt like the Lord, he was like, you're ready to start getting back out there. And I know teaching is also my calling. I was a school teacher. I taught kids in the neighborhood, whether they wanted to or not. They had to come to my class when I was growing up, and my best friend and I did that. And so I've always been a teacher. I've always loved to help people see things in themselves that they didn't know that they had. And eventually I realized that, you know, art and my faith and teaching all came together, and people wanted me to teach them hand lettering. So that's how I ended up, you know, doing hand lettering. But my why was for healing, for encouragement, and in purpose. That was my number one is purpose. I have to wake up and have a purpose. I mean, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, yes, but I don't have to do as much for them as what I need to be needed in a different way. Y'all know what I mean? And so what I tell people, every Monday morning, I have a thing called Divas and Doodles. And I tell them Monday is the best day of my week. And it's because of you, because I got up this morning for you. Like, I feel like it's my God appointment. Y'all keep me in line. You hold me accountable. I'm going to be there. And it really is like the best time of my week. But that's because I have a purpose, you know, and my purpose to share my faith and that kind of thing. But I think anxiety and depression, I think a lot of us deal with that at one time or another, and that creativity can really, really help get you through a lot of hard times. So what is your why? Are y'all saying what your why is? I'll let whoever wants to share up here what your why is, but we can read some different comments too, if y'all have any comments you want to read.
So Debbie's comment really resonated with me. She said, I want to do something for me that can help my family. And that's what happened with me after going through a divorce and having anxiety and depression as well. I knew that I wanted to provide for my boys who were getting ready to start college. I'm not going to get teary-eyed. I'm going to hold it all together. So yeah, that was a huge part of wanting to do that. Jenna says, I finally found my creative side and I'm thinking of options for the future, which is that I can resonate with that too. I am the type of person, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was successful. I'm the type of person, my husband is a mental health counselor, and he tells me that when I put my mind to something, everything else gets grayed out, and I'm just like almost too focused on something. And when I put my mind to this, I said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it work. And I didn't let anything stop me. The fear was overwhelming. But like right now, I'm actually shaking and I'm nervous doing this, you know? So, but I conquered over it. And every time I go live, and I go live probably 3 times a week now on my Facebook page, I still get nervous and I get antsy, but I just keep going and it's great.
Man, I love reading y'all's why. It just, it makes my heart just, It feels good. It feels good. There's some people who understand the whole anxiety depression thing. There's people who want to, let's see, she found her creative side battling cancer and it saved her. Now I want to grow it. And you could just minister to people a lot through your craft.
Yes, absolutely.
Ashley wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
Amen, sister.
Yes, amen to that. I think one reason, or at least for me, of course, you know, in the beginning it might have started off somewhere else, but where it is for me now is I feel joy when I create. I just enjoy it. I love it. And I love that I feel so blessed that I'm able to do what I love and actually make a living at it. And it just brings me so much joy. And I think there's so many women out there today because, you know, it's just so hard economically. It's so hard. And maybe you're trapped in a job that you're just, you know, you're not that crazy about. And you have this creative side of you that you want to tap into. And even if it just starts off as what we call a side hustle, just a side hustle, just to make a little bit of extra, maybe you just want to maybe your why is just to make enough money to pay for your groups, right? The groups that you're in, right? Or to support your habit. So you don't have to worry about, you know, hiding the bags when you come in the door, things like that. So for me, it just brings me so much joy. And the creative process is therapeutic, it's healing. And then again, one of the things I think that can be so hard when you're first starting a business, and we're going to help you with this too in the course, is just figuring out, like, how do I price things? How do you put a price on the value of your handmade items and things like that? So I know that might be running through some people's heads. And I just want you to know that we're going to help you with that. Elizabeth has a great little formula that she uses. I kind of have a formula that I use. And, you know, so there'll be lots of little things, all the little things when you start thinking about it and you're like, oh gosh, I have to figure out how to do this. Oh gosh, I have to figure out how to ship this. I have to, you know, all the things. Those are all things that we're going to cover in every module in the course. And it won't just be one person. It's going to be my take and Jen's take and Christy's and Elizabeth. So you're going to get 4 people's kind of take on all the things, which is going to be good.
I just want to cry because I see so many. I need purpose. And y'all,
Yeah.
Yes, I feel you. I thank you for saying that. It's true. It's true.
Yes.
So what about?
Let's discuss the format of the course and give them an idea of what, you know, what it is, how is the whole course going to be laid out, and when does it open, and all of that good stuff. So let's start talking about the nitty gritties. Anybody want to start?
Go ahead.
You got it, Jen.
You got this, Jen.
The cart will open on February 15th, and y'all just correct me if I say anything wrong because it's all back here and I'm trying to remember it.
And what that means is that's when you get to sign up.
Yes. So the cart will open on February 15th. So it is not open now. You cannot sign up just yet.
11 a.m. Central Time.
Thank you. Okay. The course will not start until March 1st. So sign up will take place from February 15th to March 1st. And the first module, it will be released weekly. There's going to be 4 modules, and so it's basically like a 4-week course starting on March 1st. Okay. The first module, I'll talk about the first module and then y'all can each take a turn. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So module number 1, I have to look at my notes here. Module number 1 is basically the foundation. And we titled it, What Do I Have to Sell and Who Do I Sell It To? Okay, so module number 1 is going to discuss those specific topics. And we're going to basically take you through, each one of us is going to have our own take on that module. So you're going to have 4 different lessons from each one of us on that specific information. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you and guide you through how we tackled that module when we started. So, you know, that information, you might get a lot from me. You might get more from Christy, you know, so I hope y'all understand what I'm saying there. And ladies, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
I was going to say, it's just for people's point of view. We all, you know, we all have such different ideas, and we have a different journey, but it's all to the same destination, you know? So I may travel to Dallas this way and you might go this way, but we both got there.
Right.
And then at the end of each module, so the module is going to be released. Everything's going to happen at 11 a.m. Central every week. So on Monday, March 1st, the first module will be released at 11 a.m. On that Friday, which we forgot to mention, you're also going to have a free Facebook group that you will be put into. So anyone who joins the course will be in this private Facebook group where we will go live every Friday at the end of the release of that specific module to discuss that module. I hope that made sense in what I just said.
And real quick, just so everybody knows, you will not be put into a Facebook group until the last day to sign up. So no matter when you sign up, if you sign up on the first day, you will not be invited to a Facebook group until the last day of sign up. So don't think, well, I didn't get in it. You'll get it. You'll get in it.
So you will have the opportunity in this free Facebook group to collaborate with all of the other people who are taking the course as well, which is basically how us four met and how we helped each other grow to be successful where we are now. So.
And there is a question somebody's asking, will it be offered live or as a replay or both? So the modules are recorded. You can watch them once, you can watch them 100 times. The modules are recorded. You can watch them anytime. And the weekly recap on Fridays at 11, every Friday for the month of March at 11 is live.
And you'll have the replay too.
Yeah, that'll be saved in the
recorded.
Facebook group.
Yep. Okay, you want me to do module 2?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so module 2 is going to ask, where and how can I sell my goods? So this is going to relate to in-person sales. So in our second module, we're going to talk about all of the in-person sales opportunities that you have. So if you're the kind of person that says, I'm not sure I really want a website, I'm not sure I really want to do Etsy, or I'm not sure I want to worry with all of the technology part of selling online, this may be your module. This is going to be, your most important module. But I guarantee you, if you will keep an open mind and think about all the possibilities, you will end up really thrilled. Because I personally am the kind of person that thought, oh, there's no way I could do a website. I don't have that kind of mind. My mind doesn't work that way. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. I like to interact with people. That's how I'm going to do my sales. And boy, am I wrong. I do have sales in person, but I also have sales online. So we're going to talk about commissions. We're going to talk about markets, in-person markets, open houses, pop-up shops, all of that kind of stuff, brick and mortar stores, conferences and vendor events. So we've got a whole week of modules, a whole week of videos set up for you with that. So you will hear from all 4 of us and our take on from all 4 of us and our business minds in that aspect. So that's module 2.
Okay, can I do module 3?
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm like, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. Module 3 is my favorite. Okay, where and how can I sell? Okay, online sales is my passion and love. Even though I do in-person sales too, I just love social media. So that'll be a section that I'm like very pumped about sharing. But so in that module, Ginger's going to discuss Etsy. I'll discuss Etsy too, because I have an Etsy shop, both of us, all of us or another. Elizabeth, she's going to talk about like a website, and I'm going to talk about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse, if y'all will let me, because I'm telling you, I'm obsessed and I can't wait to inspire you and show you there's ways that you can do, and no, you don't do them all. You don't have to do all of anything that we tell you. In fact, it's baby steps, put one foot in front of the other. So we don't want you to get overwhelmed, but I just get excited. And then Tracy's going to talk about website as well. So lots of good information in that module.
Okay, the final module.
Sorry.
Ready for that? Ready for this? Okay, the final module. I'm just gonna kind of give you just a quick overview, but it's like the wrap it up module, right? This is the module where we're going to talk about presentation, your packaging, where to get your packaging, what do you do once you finally have the sale, how do you get it to the person, right? Shipping questions, all those invoicing questions, all of those kinds of things. And then also, how do you retain that customer? How do you get them back time and time and time again? So this course really is about from the very beginning to getting you that, getting your products out there in front of people, whichever avenue you choose, right? And then ultimately getting that sale. But once you get the sale, you still got to have the follow through, right? You have to have the follow through. You have to be able to wrap it up. You have to know how to, we're going to give you the ideas on best ways to ship if you need to ship, or if it's, it could be a situation where you need to invoice through Etsy or whatever, all the different things. But that's what's going to happen in module 4. I like calling it the wrap it up module.
Wrap it up. I think customer service is a really huge one too. That may fit in there too.
Definitely.
So,
and then we need to talk about the VIP party.
Oh yeah. Do we want to talk about that yet?
Are there any questions that have come up that we need to talk about?
Let's talk about some questions, and then if y'all are interested in the VIP party, we'll talk about that next.
Yeah, I noticed Sandra asked about times. All of the times will be central, Sandra.
Yes. I had someone ask, or someone make a comment saying, I've had people want to buy my stuff, but I'm just too scared. And we've been there. In fact, I feel like I felt so dumb on one of my early sales, as someone was looking at something I had and they wanted it, but I would never really sell it to them because I didn't know they were trying to buy it from me. I was just like, no, I guess I just thought, what, was she serious? My first Etsy sale was like, I wanted to tell them, are you sure? Like, I wanted to email them, now, are you sure you want this? I don't know why. I just felt like, could someone really want what I have? Pretty funny. So we said, what's your why, your purpose? And then y'all told us kind of what you want to, what you make. We are not going to cover legal stuff. Good question, Dorothy. No, this is all about selling handmade, telling you how you can sell and all the different modules, but it's not going to go into anything that you might have to have legal advice, not from us. Y'all want to explain that a little bit better? I didn't say that. No, legal stuff, taxes, and online. No, that will not be part of it.
We'll probably talk. Whenever you see my modules, you probably will hear me talk a little bit about getting like your resale tax license set up or a DBA. But anything past that, like if any of you out there are planning to make something like, let's say, handmade soaps or something edible, there are legal requirements, with all those types of things. And those are the things we're not going to get into. That's something that we would tell you to research on your own. But if it's just in general startup question kind of things, I'll be happy to cover that.
And awesome. I do think there's some questions about registering your business locally or in the state, and that is very important. You have to keep it legal. You can't. So Tracy and I both can touch on that in our videos as well. But most of that information is going to be at the state level. So what Miss Tracy might tell you for Texas might be different than what I might tell you from Kentucky. So
and I would definitely tell you that, whatever I do tell you, I will also tell you to where to go to check with your state because it is all different.
Yeah. Well, we cover how to create websites and how to design logos. We will not walk you through the process of starting a website or actually designing your own logo.
We all have different takes from that. I can tell you that I invested in hiring someone to create my website, and it was an excellent investment. So she also taught me how to modify things and how to create my own listings. Also an excellent investment. But that doesn't, that's one of those things that would be an entire course in and of itself, how to create a website. And I didn't create my own, so I couldn't possibly teach it. I hired someone to do that. So
it's kind of like, gals, it's kind of like first things first. The website will come, but let's get you started first, because you can't, I mean, you know, we want to get you where you're making some cash first, right? You've got to get some money kind of going, kind of flowing. And then if you decide to invest further into something like that, then that would be kind of a next step, and probably maybe a future course. Right? Fabulous Four.
that's
Okay,
right.
so I've heard if you don't make enough money per month, then you wouldn't need a tax ID number. Is that right? Do we know the answer to that? Is it depending on the state?
That is apples and oranges. Everybody, if you're going to do this, you need a tax ID number, because it's going to save you a lot of money when you get your product.
Yep.
Kelly asked, will you discuss all the Facebook no-nos? I'm not sure. Do y'all understand what that means?
Yes, I do. There'll be a few things that we will, I'd be happy to share that I know of. Facebook is ever changing, but of course, if there's something that we can kind of share with you, definitely that would be something we would for sure share.
And what's one thing we can guarantee is that things will change, you know.
Yes, Facebook is ever changing.
Every platform, everything changes all the time. And so that's something just recognize, that's part of it.
And we can tell you some really good places to find that information as well. Because
what I'm really loving right now is seeing people answer each other's questions. And that's another part of the community, is how y'all are going to be together able to do that in a Facebook group.
That's right. The tribe is already forming right now.
Right.
So I do want to tell you, when you purchase this course, when you purchase the course, you're getting a private Facebook group. You're getting modules on a website with videos that you can watch and rewatch at your convenience. Take notes, have your spouse watch it with you if they're a big helper in your business, which I know a couple of us, our spouses really help us a lot. A couple of us, they don't really, they're hands off. So I know that everybody's got a different situation.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Christy's spouse says, wait a minute, you have a book?
He's like, you have purpose. Just go do your purpose.
Exactly. And you know, so we all have different, we're all coming from different places there. So you're going to get the videos, you're going to get the private Facebook group. You're going to be able to find your business bestie. Am I right, girls?
Yeah.
The people that you'll be able to send a message to and say, oh my gosh, I just left the tax office and I have no idea what I'm doing. Or the person that you can call and say, I just made my first sale. I can't believe it. So that is priceless, honestly.
Also,
a lot of people
also,
are asking,
you're
you're
now going to have a network of people when you do your first Facebook Live that can come and watch and cheer you on.
That's right. And
a
then
lot of people are asking about, since you're talking about that, can you hear me? Sorry. They're asking, how long will it be available? Or did we say a year, or have we even, or do we say
about a year?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we talked about a 1 year because
information,
you know.
And will they expire? No, you'll okay, Elizabeth. So your Facebook group, to keep telling us what all we're getting.
And then you'll also get a weekly live recap. So all those questions, when you're taking notes, watching the videos on that Friday morning at 11 a.m., you know, we're going to have you send your, post your questions in the Facebook group constantly, and we'll be in there answering questions. But and we're also going to have that weekly recap. So that will help you kind of consolidate everything from the week and like process it in a concise manner. So there you go. And then after the course is over, you've got a VIP party. Christy, why don't you tell us about the VIP party?
I'm not excited at all about the VIP party. I'm like, can we please do a VIP party, y'all? But first, let me backtrack for a second. Oh, someone asked how much the course is. It's $347, and you get all four of us, where we paid $1,000 and got one person. So I'm just saying it's a steal. But y'all, if you do the $399, you get the VIP party included. And that is a very special, intimate time with the 4 of us. We'll do a little private Zoom party. And, you know, if 5 people sign up to do VIP, it's going to be the 5 of you and the 4 of us. And we're going to break down what you're doing. You can ask us whatever you want, and we will help guide you in the right way. Our brains will be thinking differently than you. Like Miss Tracy's like, Christy, I think you would be great at podcasting. And I'm like, what? And the next thing you know, I have a podcast. But I didn't really believe in myself in that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting how people see that in you, that you didn't have a clue or see in yourself. And we give you different ways to think.
Right.
So what else do y'all want to say about that?
I think the VIP party is going to be so much fun, because that's when we can really get personal. And like, you know, I'm going to pick on somebody like Gail. Like if Gail was ready to start her business and maybe she just wants help deciding on a name for her Facebook page, or, you know, anything like that, we're going to help you with all the little custom, you know, things, custom questions that you have specifically for your niche.
All of it. All of it. Depends on the day.
Wherever you're from, however you say it.
Okay, where are we from? Miss Tracy and I are from Texas. I'm from Tyler, East Texas. Tracy, you're from?
I'm in the Fort Worth area, Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I'm from Kentucky, Central Kentucky, Bowling Green, where all the Corvettes are made. I'm about an hour north of Nashville.
And I am originally from Louisiana, born and raised my first 49 years of my life. And now I live in -15 3 feet of snow, North Montana. Don't ask. Just don't ask. So Sandy has a question, and it is a great question. Am I correct in saying that the cost of this course can be a business write-off? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sandy.
Miss Tracy is good at coming up with names. She's good. She's good.
I love naming things. I love it.
We always go to her. Okay, what do you think? Should we do the same? She like puts a little tweak on it, but
keeps me up at night. I can't sleep.
So Christine asked, when will the VIP party be and how long will it be?
Okay. It depends on how many people sign up for it.
Right.
If one person signs up, 2 hours would probably be too long. So it really just depends on that. But we can go ahead and tell you it's going to be on a Saturday at 11 a.m. on what date? Do y'all have that date?
I think it's the 27th of March. I think it's March 27th at 11 a.m. Central.
Everything is central.
Yeah.
So-
and again, depending on how many people are in the VIP will depend on how long it will be, just because we do want to give you some real personal attention in there.
Yeah.
So grab your coffee or your mimosa and your donuts or your protein drink or whatever and join us, because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be good. I'm excited. As a recap, because I know people are popping on maybe and they want to know, we are doing a creative cash course starting. It opens on the 15th, which is in what, 4 days? 4 days. Is that Monday?
Monday. Yes.
Monday.
11 a.m.
Do we have the link here somewhere that they can? No. Or how do they get the link? They need to be.
We'll post it in this event, and then the email will also go out. Make sure that you're on our email list.
Can someone add that right now to the?
Yep.
And that way they can go ahead and make sure, because a lot of you are already on the list because you got the email about it and you already knew the price and all that. But if you got an email from me and you haven't signed up as part of the reminder for the course, you're not going to get all the information. So make sure you're on this list, because this list is going to be, it's all funneled into one area of people who are interested in just this course. I don't want to send to all my hand lettering people every detail about the course if they have no interest in starting a business. So I sent one out like to tell you this is what's coming, but then after that, you need to be funneled into this other group.
Yeah, I think, Jen, are you on that? Are you posting that?
Yeah, it's already posted in discussion, but I'm posting it again. Y'all want me to post it on this live as well. And it's The free PDF link, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If y'all didn't get the free PDF, it's 7 strategic ways to sell handmade. So it's really good. We put that together, how we all got started, the ways that we got started. Like, for example, I started with an in-home sale, and I don't think anybody came the first year. Don't feel sorry for me. It's okay. It grew me into who I am today. And then I didn't give up, y'all. I didn't give up. And the last time I had an open house, I had 80 in a 2-hour time span to shop with me for Christmas. I mean, like, that's called persevering. Persevering. So
Okay, I posted the link in there, and Christy, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Somebody
Yeah.
just asked, do you have to pay full price to be in VIP, or can you decide into the course and pay extra for it then? We will have a link that's just the $50 add-on link that you can use after it. We'll post it during the course. If somebody changes their mind and decides to add that on, we're not going to tell you can't come. So we'll have that extra link if you decide.
I think we will have a deadline for that, though. Because it's going to help us plan out, like,
Sure.
the VIP party ahead of time, you know,
Yeah.
as far as time wise and all that. So I think we should have some kind of deadline for that, though.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure and let you know that. But let's see.
I don't know why I'm not being able to post in there. I'm sorry.
I got it posted. So if anybody can see my name on there, the link is in there.
Okay.
And if you didn't receive the PDF, just sign up again. It'll send you all the emails. There's like a series of 4 or 5 emails that you'll get within an hour of each other. The very first email, though, has that free printable of the 7 strategic ways. So to sell handmade.
We may also have to limit the VIP depending on how much interest there is, because there's only so much space on Zoom before you have to, like, buy a Zoom kind of extension thing. So I would just, if you are interested, I'd go ahead and just sign up for that just to make sure you get in.
Yeah, a couple people were asking about the VIP event. It will be Zoom so that you will be able to actually talk and say your questions and all the things, unlike what we're doing right now, where you're just having to type in your comments. It'll be live, so everybody will be on that Zoom call.
You'll be in one of these little squares like we're in.
Yeah.
You are going to, so you're going to watch videos of us, okay? Then we're going to go do a Facebook Live like this, where we talk and y'all can type. And then the VIP party is where we'll all be together on a Zoom call, just like here. So you're going to experience all the different things. And when I started adding all this up, y'all, I was like, okay, for all the classes that we're teaching, plus all the Friday thing, I came up with like $15 a class or something like that. Like, I was like, that is brilliant, you know, to come up with, like, if you were thinking, I can't afford this. If you knew it was $15 for a class of information that would take you years to gather, because this is like, what, 16 years of, well, longer than that, but we've combined, that would be 16 years of knowledge of what we've learned in the last 4 years. So think about, y'all, we're going to save you, we're going to give you so many shortcuts. You know, it's the time that it takes to learn something on your own. And I can figure out anything, y'all. I can design a website, but guess what? I'm going to spend 5 million hours doing it and not get anything else done. So I had to decide that I wanted to hire someone to do a website, even though I know I can do it. I know how to do it, but it saved me money in the long run, because I could be doing something else that was going to matter for my future. For example, I design digital downloads and sell on Etsy, and I sell them very, very well. They're scripture cards, you know, and it's recurring revenue. Whereas if I was still trying to build that website, I wouldn't be making any money doing that, right? So just coming up with my digital downloads help pay for that website, because I'm still getting money from it. So you got to think differently, right? What else do we want to, do they have any other questions?
Someone asked, how long are the modules? The modules are anywhere from about an hour per person to 2 hours per person for the week. So basically we've all been creating our own pieces. So wouldn't you say your module, do y'all want
to give or take depending on what the topic is? Because I don't do as much of some things that y'all do, like packing stuff that I won't have an hour to talk about, like maybe on that module, but I might talk 2 hours on on social media. You know what I mean? So give or take.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably about right. Here's the deal. I don't want to make it, I want to make it as efficient as possible, because when I take classes and stuff and courses, I don't want a bunch of fluff. I want the most important thing. And so my module is going to be, this is what you need. This is how you do it. Not a lot of fluff. And so my hope is to cut it down as short as I can, still make it completely valuable, but cut out the fluff.
Yeah, same here. Same with me, just because I mean, you are just like us. Time is precious, right? None of us have a whole lot of extra time. And that's why it's great that these will be videoed, though, because then you can watch them at your convenience. If you can only watch 30 minutes, one evening, then you can watch the other 30 minutes the next evening, or whichever. So, but I'm with Christy on that. We really want to give you just to the point, like, this is what you need to know. This is what worked for me and why.
And I think once we start editing, because editing is so hard, y'all, when you start editing, but I think 2 to 4 hours total, don't you think? Probably.
Yes.
We're still working on our classes.
I will be giving you step-by-step, like screen sharing, which I'm sure you guys will do as well, like on social media posts and things like that. Screen sharing, Etsy, how to set up Etsy, how to set up invoices, if you're not using Etsy, and things like that. So yeah, all of that information will be in there.
Shipping, PayPal shipping, or shipping through a third party.
Yes. Yeah, we actually like take you through step by step on where to click on this, where to click on that. And
yeah.
Someone asked if it's $340 per month or straight total. No, it's $347 for the total course.
It's 4-week course.
Yeah, for the 4 week.
One-time payment. That's it. Just one initial payment of $347, or if you decide to do the VIP, it would be $397 for a one-time payment.
What other questions do y'all have? Let me see if we answered these. First of all, I've seen a lot of people say, I'm just really scared. And what would y'all say to that? Because I know what I would say, and I think y'all would say the same thing. Do
it scared here.
Do it scared.
Do it scared.
You have to think about your why and keep that in the forefront of your mind. If you have to write it on Post-it notes, if I have to write that I want to be able to pay my kids' tuition on a Post-it note and keep it in the forefront of my mind and go, okay, I want to pay that tuition. I'm going to pay that tuition, or whatever it is. You want to have a house. You want to buy a new car. You want to be a stay-at-home mom. You want to, your purpose, write it down.
Yeah.
And you do it afraid. You do it scared.
You do it scared, y'all. We all did. I could talk in circles and circles and circles about the things that I want to. In fact, I have about every single thing I've started. My membership group. And it was finally one day, it was like, do it scared. You just have to do it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. You finally feel like, okay, I jumped off the bridge, and it was just right there. There was just like a little ledge, and I did it. It's just that little bit of faith. But I have some questions that people actually ask. Go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, I'm going to have to pop off. I'm going to have to leave because I have an online class that I'm going to be teaching at 8:30. So I have to leave you ladies, but you're in good hands. These girls can answer all of your questions, and I'm so excited. I hope to see you in the course. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to get to know all of you better. Okay? All right.
Thanks, Tracy.
Bye.
See ya. And we're going to wrap it up. I just wanted to let us answer a couple of things. One, Kim asked, is it possible to sell online only? I don't like rejection in person.
Absolutely.
Especially y'all. That's hearing it.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the pandemic, that's what's so cool about being able to. And so some of you might be scared to sell online, but we're going to make that a lot less scary. We're going to show you that it's not as scary as it seems, and give you some different ideas and tips on how to find your audience.
And here's the thing, we've all been scared. And even if all of these people commenting don't say they're scared, believe you me, they are. You're not alone. There's always comfort in knowing that you're not alone.
Diane asked these questions. Are taking things to craft shows and consignment booths still a good idea? I have things in a store. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing to lose. It's consignment. If it sells, they get a percentage and I get the rest. And if it doesn't, it just doesn't sell.
And here's something to think about. I don't know who asked that. Who did you say asked that?
I have it on the notes. Kim. No,
Kim.
Diane, I'm sorry.
Diane, think to yourself, do you still like, pandemic aside, do you still like to go in a store and shop? You still like to hold something and say, oh, I like the way that feels, or, oh, I like the way that looks, or that looks really nice. You still enjoy shopping. So that's the other way to think about it is, of course, it's still a good idea. You can still make money. People still enjoy shopping in person. There are so many people that only want to shop in person. So keep that in mind. But yes, definitely. And vendor sales are huge.
Yeah. And y'all, I feel like it's not going to be a lot longer that we're going to have to be hidden in our homes. I feel like, the day is coming when we're going to feel more confident about, doing a craft fair and that kind of thing. I'm praying about it. And I feel like we're going to be okay in that way, but you're also going to be set up to know how to sell online. She also asked how to set prices. Are we going to talk about that? And that is something that, yes, we would love to talk to you about. And also in the group, the Facebook group, you are going to love each other. Y'all are going to answer each other's questions all day long. And you may want to post some things like, this is what I make. What do y'all think a good price is for this? You're welcome to use that space to help each other out in that way.
Absolutely. Someone asked, do you have to do Facebook Lives to succeed? No, you don't. You can succeed selling only in person. And I'm going to give you some tips about how to have Christy's going to give you tips about how to have those pop-up sales and how to sell consignment. And I'm going to give you tips about commission sales and custom orders for professionals and with interior designers. So you don't have to do Facebook Lives to succeed. We're going to teach you how to do them if you want.
But Tina, you can do them.
I didn't start doing Facebook Lives until I started teaching painting acrylic art, which is not selling at all. So I never did Facebook Lives at all. And I had a very successful Etsy shop where I sold all of my art. So yeah, the Facebook Lives came when I started a membership business on teaching art.
Yeah, you don't have to go up. So Gail, she said that we all seem to have a niche. Do they need to know their thing already? And absolutely not. I didn't know when I started with coaching, I had no idea. In fact, I thought I was going to teach sewing. I did a few sewing classes online, and then I found out that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And then, but it's like a light bulb finally goes off, but it takes a minute. You got to process. You're not just going to be like, well, I'm going to sell tumblers. There's a story behind that, or it should be like, you should feel like you love it, enjoy doing it, or you're passionate about it. Right. And so, yes, we can, especially if you're in the VIP, we can really help you niche down on that. But the group will be there too.
I'd like to share a story really quick.
Say something, Ginger?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to share a story. I raised 2 teenage boys. So you could imagine, they're now 25 and 23. So they were, when I started selling, they were 19 and 17, 16. Okay. So my first piece that I made was a little wood sign that I literally used a piece of scrap wood from my garage, and I made a little stake for it so you could put it in the garden. And it said, "Hey, y'all." And I painted it blue with a little flower. And I wrote, I painted "Hey, y'all" on it. And it was about this tall. And it was for you to put in your garden or by your front door, you know? And I put it on sale for Etsy for $10. It took a month before I got any sales, but I sold that. And my phone was sitting on the kitchen counter and my 2 boys were with me. And my phone went cha-ching. And I was like, "Y'all, I sold my little "Hey, y'all" sign." They were like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yes, I did. I sold my sign. I can't believe it." They said, "I can't believe somebody bought that." I said, "They bought it." So anyway, that's what it's like when you have your first sale. You really don't think that you're gonna sell anything, and then all of a sudden it just like it started from there. So that was a fun experience.
There's not much better than that cha-ching when you sell something on Etsy. I mean, I remember going, what is that? Oh my gosh, it's a sale. Usually I always have my phone volume off because I get so distracted. And so if I happen to have it on and I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I should leave this on. Tina loves a cha-ching too because she's got an Etsy shop. She knows. I love that. Yay. I think we should wrap it up, girls. We've been on here an hour, and let me see if there's any other questions that somebody asked. We talked about, yes, we're going to help with
a couple of questions about they're not getting the PDF. I'm not sure. We might need to check that.
So when you type in your email address in that link, you click, "I want the PDF" right at the bottom. And then you click that button. The very next email you will get will be from Elizabeth at elizabethrhodesstudio.com. Check and make sure it didn't go in your junk mail, because I know that happens sometimes in your spam email or junk mailbox. So check there first. If you still haven't gotten it, click on that link again and just make sure that you did it, that you got your name in and all that stuff, your email address and all that stuff correct, because it's in that first email. There's a little button that says download, and you click that button and the file will pop up in your downloads. So, but
if for some reason you still can't get it, just message us here and we'll check back.
And we'll help you.
Oh, I love this, what people are saying. That's so sweet. It's our pleasure to share. We're passionate about helping people. We really are. We know what it's like. You know, we started with 0 followers. I had no Facebook page when I first started. 0.
Me either.
No business name. In fact, I kept Elizabeth up all night. Should I name it this? Should I name it that? And in the end, it really didn't matter. I mean,
and you know what I finally said, Christy, you're just gonna have to pick a name and go with it.
And that's exactly what I finally had to do. I had to get off the pot. If y'all know that saying.
Well, we want to thank all of you very much for coming on tonight and listening to us and being a part of what we have to offer.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
Y'all pray about joining the course. We'd love to have you. And yeah, it would be an honor to have you. And the VIP, you're gonna love it. You're gonna get a lot out of it. So you're gonna get a lot out of any part of it. So anyway, okay, guys.
All right. So look for February 15th. We will be sending out some information for you to sign up starting February 15th at 11 a.m.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.